Grüß euch, zurück zum Gemeinschaftskanal der deutschen AoE3 Liga. Ich bin Megas und ich bin da hier in meinem Homescreen als kleiner Disclaimer. Das Video der Cast, der jetzt folgt, wurde gecastet im Zuge von unserem Auftakt-Event auf Twitch, das wir international gestaltet haben. Das heißt, der Cast hier ist auf Englisch und für die Leute, die das nicht interessiert, mit ihnen sage ich kurz Entschuldigung. Aber es wird natürlich weiter mit Deutsche Casts auf dem Kanal gehen. Ich wollte euch nur den Upload, ich wollte euch die Spiele nicht ersparen, falls ihr euch durch meinen grässlichen Akzent durchgekämpfen könnt und wollt. Und falls kein Interesse ist, dann sehen wir uns dann ab nächster Woche wieder mit Deutsche Casts. Das wollte ich nur gesagt haben. Viel Spaß mit dem Spiel. Ich bin raus. Servus.
So, since the best of five is over, I guess the 19 are some die-hard fans that are still here and now finally ready for the real league games. We're just gonna, for the sake of things, keep it in English for this one. Twitch is generally going to be the English, English outlet for the league games. And what we plan to do is actually, you know that we, or at least German community members know that we put out casts on YouTube in German for almost all the games, or for all the more interesting ones that don't go out of sync. And this channel, or later on the actual channel we're going to use, is meant as a international platform, as for international audience as well. So this is where we're going to do it all in English on Twitch, just to make sure that you guys don't get confused why the idiot is still talking English here when it's the German league. Well, we have some really fun games here as well. And the first league actually is it's a clusterfuck of some of the best. I think, except the only one we're missing right now is Ezert. If we had Ezert, it would literally be the best German players ever, and Brum. No offense there, but just saying that he's kind of a
imagine
an
Essart,
invitational.
Imagine Essart and Knuschelbeer coming back to AoE3.
Knuschelbeer coming back would have been a blast.
This would be the most epic first league we ever had, but this we have now is close enough to perfection, I think. Alright, we have the bands.
Yeah, and the picks are already there, or I can see them since I already loaded into the game. Yeah. Namely, we've got Whitezetsu on his, I think, main or on his favorite, probably, right after China, namely USA. So we are going to see some US action right there then.
USA versus?
And on the other side, we've got Dennis Squash Narito staying true to his clan tag, Bayer, so he is playing the Germans.
The Germans, perfect.
And I know exactly why, because you remember Toby always, what he always said about Florida. Florida is the best Germany map for, in his opinion. Because just like Yuki, he always loved to go on into heavy water plays with German. And we might see that here from him as well, from Quaisnerito. Let's get this started, shall we?
Yeah, Whitezetsu's game. Found it. Yeah. The Felder, Tobi and Yuki, the two of a kind, playing heavy in water with Germans and really advocating for it. Tobi is telling left, right, and center how good it is to go on water with the Germans, and he also released his mega German guide, or is behind the process. So maybe we will see some things from DQ's play that Tobi
inspired.
So I am in game. I have to switch the overlay. Forgot.
At some point, we have to make some intro videos as well, right? Can't just be stuck with those premium things.
I thought about using the intro videos from McLeaf's and your voice and from Lopsided Fluff, but I have not downloaded the new ones.
Yeah,
And
don't worry.
I have still problems to make everything properly with the overlay, so I stick with that one. But when I'm casting for eSoccer again, then at least then I have to put up with the intro videos. So I am in.
You ready? Then let's get started.
3.
On 1, 2, 3.
No. And it is south, Whitezetsu in blue, in light blue, turquoise, the USA, and in the north, in yellow, der Felter Toby color, die Felter Toby Gedächtnisfarbe.
Absolutely.
For the Germans.
Felder Toby Memorial color, if that makes sense.
That maybe is the right term for that.
Moonshine asking, yeah, that's League. That's actual. That's
League. That is the first.
Officially the first Liga cast.
First Liga cast of the season.
Yeah.
On Florida.
Hello.
We have a new thing. This is the first season where we have a ban mechanic. Every player was able to choose a Civ that is not allowed to be played against him for the whole season. So Whitezetsu banned the Haudenosaunee. Nobody is allowed to play Haudenosaunee against him, and DQ banned the Ottomans, which are
the most banned
Civ, not
overall.
surprisingly.
I think second place is Hauser, right?
Yeah, tomorrow will be a video on the Gemeinschaftskanal where I show all the statistics, but the second one most is Hauser, and the third most is Maltese. I think last season many people made had bad games against Maltese, and they don't want this to happen again.
Absolutely, but let's not get too confused here. Interesting start from DQ, because I thought he was surely going to go for an early TP, which you easily can here with all the treasures going around. But he actually doesn't look like he's trying to do that. He went for
not even
hunting dogs.
He has not selected a deck yet. Now he has the first shipment.
Yeah,
while
that's a good one.
Whitezetsu already sent his German immigrants.
Let's take a quick look at the deck. I mean, I think it's a bit much maybe on water, but he's certainly committed to not just take it away from his enemy, but also to put it to good use, because he has rendering plants in his deck.
Yeah, he plans to make water eco, or at least keeps his options open. He has the Scharnhorst reform in his deck, which transfers which transfers his crossbows into Landwehr units. What is the elo range we are? We are in the 3rd league located, which means the elo range is around between 13 and 1500, I think.
Yeah, Whitezetsu is at 1360, although he was in his prime, I think, up to 1500 at some point, certainly above 1400 usually when he's
DQ
more active.
is
1450.
1450, yes.
But was also much higher.
He was over 1500 when he played against Tim, the game I casted last week.
Yeah. I would certainly say that
both are
1400 plus.
Around 1400 plus for almost 1500 players.
Oh, Whitezetsu starting with the Germans, building that goddamn build that everybody's playing now, probably. Second card, actually, Dutch immigrants.
Maybe he will make a slight change to it, because we have the Seminoles on the map, and he also has the Seminole shipments, so we will maybe go on natives. At least that is the idea he mentioned yesterday. But not sure if he will go through with that one. And yeah, the German immigrants are at time the best start for USA for many matchups, not for all. I think against Ottomans, I think it's not a good start if they rush, at least, or for hard rushes. I think you're a bit vulnerable, since your first 2 shipments in H2 are both of economic.
That is true.
Value.
But on the other side, I think what really does the trick here for this situation is the fact that USA just ages so goddamn fast. It's basically a 10-10, right?
Yeah.
And you can't deny that.
Yeah,
and now you see this.
But that's what I say. If you have a fast age up with Haude Rush, or with Ottomans who age up also quite fast, if you hard rush into this I opted for the tempo tactic against Ottomans because of that.
Interesting idea. I reckon that Abyss would do you a good one, or TNU one, honestly.
Not.
But let's see what you see what he's doing, right? 3 mills already out. He's just going for the general build order, so 4 more mills basically on the field.
The next shipment will be the how's it called?
700 coin, I guess.
The fertile lowlands. No, for the next. I guess for the next. Yeah, the fertile lowlands for the next 2 mills and 8 cows. So then he has all the 5 mills and the 5 settler wagons out. It is the most greedy variant, but against Germans you can't pull it off, I think.
Oh, but I don't know if he can do that confidently against Germany, because Germany has some high tier units, right? Especially H3. And on the other side, Germany is on water already. And if Germany is left alone with water, they are just gonna take you down, I reckon. Well, against USA with their insane Skirm Goon combo, maybe that's a different outcome, but we will see, I reckon.
Deck is called a Papiermühle, paper mill. For some reason. And this deck is just cold water. Yeah, we have the second dock out, so the water boom will commence.
Yeah, and
I
mean, he's all. I like that, honestly. I like that to just be all in there. And I mean, Tetsu is not doing anything. He's just doing his build. And the question is what.
Whitezetsu is going greedy on the mills, but he loses. He loses the second will now against the Ulan raid behind the base. Now that's
unfortunate. But you don't want to lose the settler wagon, huh?
No, but a settler wagon won't die as quick.
True.
But no military building.
Yeah, Tetsu is doing this greedy as hell, but I mean,
he goes into straight FF. He goes into H3 right now. He has almost the food. He has the gold. He makes the greediest FF I've ever seen with that, and I guess that's the thing that makes it so strong. If it then go for Skim Goon, I prefer to stay H2 and just go mass cast, but that's my fetish, I think.
That is your fetish indeed. If all of you don't know Gaius, he is the ultimate musket enjoyer.
My name on the Sunbros server is Megas the Musket Enjoyer. I think the people know.
Yeah, that is pretty much his epitome. And Tetsu on the other side, he's playing this very passively, but as you said, he's now aging up. He is actually getting hammered in economics, which is gonna, he has almost all H1 upgrades through, so he's going to get back quite a lot of resources, and the rest of those things are going to be free. So he is going to be stacked once he reaches H3.
He definitely is.
The only question is the stable going to go up? Because that is very easily deniable.
This is one. The other Minutemen. The Minutemen can hold off the Ulans, but now there are the units and the pikes cut off the villager. This can cost 1 or 2 villager lives.
No. I think that's the second
Minutemen. There are 2 full stacks
badge,
of Minutemen. Yeah. And the settler wagon can tank this. But
nope. I don't think so. I'm not sure.
One dead settler wagon there. He can rebuild. It's so funny that the Germans who the settler wagons belong can't build them regularly, but Maltese and USA can build them quite easily.
Yeah, you know why?
Yeah, because it would be too strong.
No, not just because of that. If you think about it, the ones that you can't rebuild, right? They basically all immigrated to either Maltese order or to the US. That's the idea. Logic, my friend. But now both guys are hitting H3 pretty much similar at the same time, and the question now is who's in a better position, right? We've got the German player with 30 vills and 8 settler wagon, I reckon. Yeah, 8 settler wagons, so 40 villager population.
And
I mean, we've got a bank.
21 vills and 5 settler wagons, which is 30.
Yeah, don't forget, he is stacked though, because he can now eat all the livestock there. That's about 2,000 food.
He has definitely less wills. He has the bank. He gets the Russian-American company, which is 2 blockhouses and extra food gathered for hunts. So economic-wise, I think DQ is in the lead, but military-wise, it is Whitezetsu.
Yeah, certainly. And he is now pressuring. He's now pressuring his opponent with his newly arrived carbine cavalry. Those guys, at the moment, probably the most controversial anti-cav unit in the entire goddamn game, just because they are so damn strong. I mean, 2.25 attack speed, 14 range.
Yeah, their story is a sad one. They were underpowered for over a year because of their attack animation and their two-pronged attack, which caused them to overkill. Now they are the probably strongest Dragoon unit and trade fairly well against those war wagons as well.
Which, I mean, the fact that there's any Dragoon unit that trades well against war wagons just sounds insane. Except for bow riders, of course, but that's a different story.
And also we have on the American side, we have the sharpshooters, which have more range than normal skirm. So the better skirm goon combo is on the American side.
Which feels just wrong. But
that's wrong. Yeah, it is wrong to make a tempersive like the USA are and give them this eco in the early game and this overperforming skirm goon combo.
Well, I do have to point out that DQ on the other side, while we're bashing Whitezetsu all the time, that we have to admit that the German player also did a little boo-boo. He only now is researching steel traps, so that took a bit longer than it should have.
This is a bit late for steel traps.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, most of his food eco is on the water, so it's more important to have the water upgrades, which he has not. He has not the gill nets. So those are two blunders. Those are two blunders, I think.
Yeah, and this is water economy, not the economy itself, but rather the expansion of that economy is dried up, actually. He's not building any more boats.
There's 10 fishing boats. There could be more of them, and there should be more of them. If it has to carry him. Because the army size is not... He can't use his bigger villager mass because his eco is not that much better because of the lack of upgrades, and his military mass is this small because of that. He fends off now a raid of the carbine cav.
Yeah, but look at the score even. I mean, Tetsu is still, he's far behind the villager population, but it doesn't matter because now he's those coal mines, right? Look at the gather speed.
Double
at 3.24. 3.24.
The only thing about the coal mines is that they are so far away from the TC that one at least surely has can be placed in front of the TC. If there's some Ulans get back there will be some will kills.
I get where you're coming from, but honestly, those things are going to be gone in 2 minutes. let's be serious here. I mean, guys, that's 3:15. That's basically 18 villagers gathering there at a speed of 1.6. so that is just those things are depleted.
You have the settler wagon, a unit that is basically 2 villagers mining a mine which gathers double a normal coin mine.
Compare that to the upgrade villages from DQ. That's 0.66. That's basically almost triple the gather rate here. So, but yeah, we're seeing a first push actually. Now Germany trying to make something happen, but I don't know if it's Germany's game anymore. Because look at that mass. Look at that mass.
Yeah, he needs a good cav switch engagement, but he needs to get rid of the carbine cav first, and I don't see how. The USA has more mass and better quality. More mass and better quality. And more range with his infantry. I think this game is done. Now there are free Gatlings. The rolling artillery comes down. The free Gatlings are the nail in the coffin of the cube.
Yeah, that's not going to help any of this either. Jesus Christ, I mean, are they now fighting melee? Are you crazy?
The carbine cav go to melee.
Okay, that was a blunder from Tetsu there. This might have cost him his advantage.
The warbanks have the melee resistance. This is where they thrive when they get hit in melee.
And hopefully he actually is now working on the cav switch because the 9 Ulan shipment is trying to come in.
Yeah,
trying to comment. I'm sorry.
the Uhlans are not upgraded. He needs the vet upgrade.
But I think he's on it right now. I'm at 1440, just making sure we are
I'm
not...
at 4042, so we are
perfect
we are
timing then.
perfectly in time. Buff USA.
Please
Oh.
don't, Steven. Just shut up.
I love playing USA. But I thought before the last patch drop that they were in need of a nerf and they did not get it. They got buffed instead, which is I can't understand what the thought process behind that one was.
I think problem with a lot of the newer patch changes, in my opinion, is especially that the balance is not being kept here, in the sense of that you can have eco civs that are fast in building eco, but slow in aging and getting better units and all that, right? Like Brits, for example, or like they used to be. And on the other side, you have tempo civs that get up to age 3 very, very fast, but without having a proper eco. And they just threw that kind of balance out of the window with Spain, with Ottoman.
The thing is, they started this trend with Spain and had to backtrack on that because it was just oppressive and.
It still is.
It still is. They can go their standard FF timing and then still have a better eco than you with the Marvelous Year. And same thing for now the USA. This just dangerous. If you give booming civs, if you make booming civs too slow to actually fend off this H3 pushes, and make the FF civs, give them a better eco. To sustain behind the
look at that,
But
there's a Gatling gun maneuver, and it's dangerous as hell, because that's suicide.
If the war wagons can just snipe them.
He could have just lost all of them.
He just killed all the Gatling guns, but he refuses. And now the army caught up. And now the Gatling guns are protected.
And now shit is gonna get serious.
I think he should have engaged. This is unfortunate. He was too cautious.
And now
he was too cautious. And now the Uhlans all die to the carbine cav and the Minutemen, and there is the surrender button. I think he was too cautious. He had the opportunity to snipe out all those Gatling guns, or at least half of them.
The issue is that I think that eco-wise, there is not a question who's... Oh my god, never mind. It's the same economy.
Yeah,
although we have
a
huge village elite. This
is the magic of coal mines and settler wagons.
Absolutely insane. Yeah, and the fact is that I think DQ, even though military-wise, he was far behind in military population. I mean, that's 120 population to 81, actually. And you have to make something happen a bit earlier, or you have to boom harder, one of the two, because you either need the mass or you need the tempo. And he didn't have either, to be honest. But that's the first game. Let's give them a few seconds to rest.
I think if DQ boomed more on the water, he would have the eco to outmass substantially.
I'm honestly at this point, I'm not even sure. For the first fight, maybe yes, but for this big one at the end, I don't know if he could have done anything, to be honest.
Yeah, well, as you said, he should have been more aggressive. This would have been the second option for him.
Yeah, certainly. Let's check in with them quickly, just a second.
Yeah.
I will ask them. Oh yeah, that's just... Sorry, if I sound a bit frustrated, that's because I have lost to this as well several times, and I think I saw Kevin losing to that with Deutsche a few days back against Kieskachel in your stream.
Yeah.
And it's just insanely strong, really, because you need to shut down USA early, but because of the tempo with the age up, it's really hard to do that properly, to hit that.
I really think that a hard rush is the best counter to that. You have seen he has no military production except his Minutemen. And
Yeah.
if you manage to destroy enough infrastructure, kill enough villagers, you don't even have to finish him with the rush, but you need to hit him hard early game, because USA goes to Fortress and has the best skirm rune comp in the game at this point.
Well, and that's coming from a Honor player here as well. I'm in the next game already because it's up actually.
Oh, you are in the next game? I am not.
Yep. We are on Colorado, and if you want to put up the new Civ choices,
please tell me.
DQ is playing his old school favorite, namely Russia, and on the other side we have Whitezetsu with the prophesized by me, China on the other side.
It would have been weird if he would not play China.
Yeah.
Also,
it's probably. Sorry.
Also, China against Russia is a matchup that often plays out in H2.
True, because I think that when it goes to H3, it's certainly in almost all situations China's favorite, just because of death ball and the much more cost-efficient units. Because China's units are actually decent, while Russian units are shit, even in H3.
Yeah, at least in comparison to the Russian units, the Chinese death ball can take off in H3.
Yeah, and you have Lancer units, you have Cav that can hit. Well, it's in the second row of units, so they don't have to all connect with you.
Alright, so I am in game.
Nice.
We are here on Colorado, so I'm in 2 seconds.
Alright, so 1, 2. Okay, I'm on 2 seconds as well now. Are we ready?
Yes.
You give the countdown.
3, 2, 1, go. And we have both Civs that can pull out an
Sorry, I thought you wanted to start in German for a second. That happens to me all the time.
It can happen, but it usually don't if I'm in my English flow. I think, both, at least Russia will try to plug up the center with the front base. I'm fairly sure. And I have a bit of deja vu, because I think Whitezetsu played last season on this map, or was it the season before that, Chinese against Russia in H2 and won. And I think he has his build order to play against Russia.
Oh, is it a flamethrower stuff?
It's just you send all your unit shipments, and your bigger mass, weirdly, because you have big unit shipments.
Yep, true.
Just steamrolls Russia, and you have siege with pikes and your cav, and you can siege down the front base. You need to clear up the Russian army once in order to do that.
Then,
you need to clear the Russian army, then you can push into the base. If you don't manage to do that, or if you lose too much, then you can't clear the Russian base, and then the Russian has the advantage. It also depends if Russia focuses more on Cossacks, because if it does, the Chinese has way more problems than if it goes full infantry, because then the Chinese can just go flamethrower.
Yeah, obviously. And he actually has it in depth. If you're looking at, he has the Mandarin Duck squad. I'm of course not talking about the world-class team in the ECL or EPL. I'm talking about the 500 food cart that gives you 8 Chuganu's and a flamethrower.
We have the Mandarin Duck squad and the flamethrower plus castle rickshaw. This has yeah, now it happened.
There we go.
Now it happened.
Got you, boy. Got you.
That means he has 2 flamethrowers in H2 just from shipments, and defensive building, which is also good against Russia because they don't have that much siege in H2.
It just lowers their staying power, basically.
Yeah.
Lowers the amount of time they can actively stay in your base without losing too many units.
Yeah, we have the consulate out with the Russian consulate, as expected.
I think the most important thing is happening at the Chinese Explorer right now. He just took out their treasure with the Nocta Clubman, and that is probably the best treasure on this entire map.
If you can find the front base with it and start sieging the blockhouse.
Yeah, thankfully they actually nerfed his damage against villagers, but still, that thing is a menace. If it finds you early enough, he's going to fuck up your day. And he's not going to have a bad night about it.
I just want to switch your focus shortly for the Explorer of DQ because the name is Gummy Bear and I love it.
I love it as well, honestly. And honestly, the Explorer skin might be a bit weird, but
Don't hate on my bear. I love this skin.
no, I think that's the perfect spot for some customization, the Explorer skins, because Explorers are something that everybody plays with, and I don't know about you guys, but always somewhat kind of identify with.
Yeah, with
thing,
the Explorers, right? you don't run into danger that the enemy can't recognize the unit, and that is with the scout, with the Notka warrior, with the disciple. He just forces the Russian
smashing them down.
Forces the Russian villagers to go back, and now the blockhouse is defensive.
And that's already a shit situation for DQ to be in.
Whitezetsu already swapped the consulate to the French one because
I think he's now confident to age up properly, actually, because if you stay in H2, you usually stay in Russia.
Yeah, he blocked the verhindern. He blocked the front base, the Russian, and now can just go FF without having to fear the rush or the pressure on his base.
That's a very confident choice, though. I mean, DQ can still put some pressure down if he wants to, but of course, it's going to be much harder to keep it constant. And actually, never mind, the flamethrower is coming through, and after that, the 700 wood. So Tatsu is actually going probably for the crates, and just get some crates on the ground.
Yeah, probably.
To
and
get
with
the army
the
going.
flamethrower and the castle rickshaw, his base will be safe for now.
Yeah.
Against the Russians, because the five recruits and 5 Cossacks can siege this down. He also is building up the trading post at the Navajo settlement.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Which
just a quick check.
It gives him
shock infantry for the cav hit points.
Yeah.
Gather rate for coin.
And something for let your herd. Yeah, more. Livestock fattens faster. I don't think this is what he's going for. But the
sounds useless.
He has some sheep. He has a goat, but I don't think that he will research the tech. I think he will research the 5% hit points and maybe the extra coin gather rate. Because a cav is a weakness of Russia, and if he can make his cav, which is actually decent for China in H3, that's stronger, this could actually be a huge advantage.
Yeah, and now the Cossacks are actually coming in. The recruits.
Or he's making some Navajo riflemen for some reason.
I think maybe he wants to raid with them because they can actually go invisible. So their stealth mode is pretty useful, just like the Shinobis, to basically lay waste to your enemies' villager gathering spots. But yeah, those guys are basically also better skirms that he can build without limitation, like without building a full army, right?
Yeah, but they cost wood. He has the 700 wood sand, I guess. So that
and he can always.
That's not the issue.
He only needs a little more influence, and then he can send a 500 wood as well. So he's not going to run out of any wood soon, I think.
Yeah, but the Cossacks got the first batch now.
Yeah.
Or at least 2 of them. The other 3 run away. And now.
Oh, is he gonna? Yeah, he make them invisible. That's a smart move by Whitezetsu right there.
Yeah,
saving
but
those units.
if you could find them, he's close. He's close enough. He found one. One is. Yeah,
nice.
He found them. But he did not look. Okay, he saw it. He said, but
Jesus,
now
no.
his Cossacks just sent there. This is unfortunate.
Yeah, because there's a raid in his base as well. So Tetsu just perfectly.
Yeah, raid. I don't know if they got a villager. Let's look at the villager count. We have 23. They got definitely 1. But now they're sieging the market, which is not the best use for the step rider. And now the recruits are in melee and killed 1 for free.
Yeah, the issue is that China is just free to roam the map, basically. They're not being pressured. They're not in any constraint, under any stress.
You can't overestimate the value with that Whitezetsu got by chasing away those 2 forward wheels.
Yeah, that is insane.
DQ
That basically
lost villager seconds, DQ lost map control, DQ lost time. This is invaluable, what Whitezetsu did there.
Yeah. Also now the German allies coming through. So Whitezetsu playing it along, playing it safe, H2 fully outstretched. The one thing he has to watch out for, though, is he needs to make sure that he's not being outscaled here. Because if he stays in H2 too long, then actually I think the villager numbers for DQ might take off so far that he's actually able to overtake the economic power that is China right now.
It's the old rule that the
don't sleep on China.
that Russians get better the longer the game goes in H2. But it also depends on how good the rating of Whitezetsu is, because if he can keep DQ in base, DQ will just famish. But now he gets his blockhouse. He finally gets his blockhouse in the middle, and with that some breathing space. Whitezetsu was also smart enough to make some Keshix, because similar to Russia, Cav is the biggest weakness to China. Not that much than it was in the past, because the Keshix got buffed substantially, but still.
Yeah, one thing I do not like, though, that I have to admit, is that I think the flamethrower, I don't know if it went down at some point, but it's not in the main army, is it?
Now it's back in the base. It's next.
Oh yeah.
It just stands there, marveling over the nature of Colorado.
And he's actually getting the Navajo tech for 20% coin gather rate, which is pretty darn strong if you think about it. Oh wait, didn't I? Did I see this incorrectly? I thought that was 20%.
He did
Oh.
the Cav HP, the Cav plus.
Okay. Then I'm gonna shut up now.
The Navajo craftsmanship is still unresearched, and it is 20%. Yes.
By the way, I just saw just a short.
Sorry.
Yeah. Just a short interlude. We can actually cast a few games after this as well, because I just saw that another league game was up being played right now in the lower league.
It's Satanic Kylie versus Full.
Yeah, and we just have to update the stream title. But back to the game.
I should. I asked them if they want to wait, if they can wait, but Satanic Kylie cannot wait that long, so it will be probably replay casts.
We're just going to switch casters afterwards, so Tetz is going to take my spot again. I'm going to make sure that the Rex for Keely and so on are fine while you analyze these games, and then you can hop on to the next one that's available. But
yeah, absolutely.
Let's not focus on this too much, because the Cav mass is growing bigger, and the anti-Cav is not that scary from China.
And he has some Poruchiks on the map, just to kill the Step Rider and to siege something. And I see he has the Team Patriarchy card in the deck DQ, so I wonder if we're gonna see some priests just to tank.
Oh my god! If he had sent that, I would have. I mean, that would have been a GG moment for sure. Oh, speaking of GG moments, where is his economy, by the way? Where? Oh, it's all around the blockhouse. That's dangerous, but at the same time smart.
It's safe enough, I think.
Yeah, safer than his base at this point, honestly.
Yeah. The Russian mass is growing dangerously.
Yeah, and honestly, score is still same. Score is still the same level, which is insane.
When the score is same when enemy is Russia, then it's...
now
they're flamethrowers.
Now it turns into a zombie movie, kids.
Hans gets the Flammenwerfer.
And Hans did get the Flammenwerfer, indeed. Now the question is, can the Cav survive long enough, or the flamethrowers, to really do the damage they need to? Because DQ is actually managing this quite well.
The flamethrowers are on the wrong side of the battlefield, actually.
Yeah, the Cav is doing great work here from DQ, killing the flamethrowers off or doing at least substantial damage, and the infantry mass is...
There's not much anti-Cav left from China.
But
there's still 3 flamethrower alive.
And those guys are just taking the muskets to Pound Town. Jesus motherfucking Christ. That's...
it went so well for DQ, but he did not he did not see the three flamethrowers that are still alive, and those killed his musket mass, and now it is on China again.
Yeah, and we need to see some more muskets, we need to see more units, and the calf batches need to go full, and then he might still have a chance. But actually, this is the situation we're talking about. He just lost his entire army. And Zetsu is a bit slow with the pull-off, so...
And this is a fight he realistically definitely could have won.
Certainly, yeah. Especially because Zetsu's micro was off in the start.
Yeah.
Now, of course, the situation has changed drastically. DQ needs to find a good spot to pressure again, and also needs to rebuild soon, man.
4k score difference now. They were even. The scores were even. Now it's 4k difference. We have 3 new flamethrowers.
Yeah, China is not... or DQ actually is unable to keep up.
The Nordka Clubman is still alive with...
Still, are you kidding?
Yeah, and he has lost 20 HP.
That's insane.
This guy's
How is that guy still alive? But what's more concerning, actually, look at the Vil numbers.
36 for Russia to 29 for China.
That's not that far apart, considering that Zetsu is probably on all his trickles already.
Yeah.
He is, he is. All except the coin one.
He has the food and wood coin trickling. He's now sending some double Söldner. Double Söldner, so lustige Mischung. Which will cleave through the infantry or just torch down any building that comes across them. And these 5 Cossacks are definitely not enough.
Yeah, that's too early. He's going in there without having a chance, and DQ resigns.
Now DQ is out.
Ah.
This was definitely closer than the last one.
Yeah.
Especially because DQ had the chance, had the mass, had the counter units to actually clean up the Whitezetsu.
Yeah.
But unfortunately did not manage to see the 3 flamethrowers.
Yeah, he just didn't focus them hard enough, especially because once he saw them, he had that split up army, right? Which in the start was working for him.
He right-clicked one flamethrower.
Yeah.
And then stopped microing his Cossacks.
Yeah.
And resources, we have more. We have 500 more resources for DQ. It's not that much, but still.
Yeah, but look at 3 units. That takes the cake.
Yeah, Chinese 3 units. The Chinese unit shipments are actually quite strong.
Just really darn good. Yeah. Well, that's a GG from my side.
Darf sich zurückziehen, aber muss auch einmal ein bisschen brav sein, gell?